He is Captain Handsome. I am beautiful fairy princess. You have no one but yourself to blame for listening to...
Vanity Project.
It's a chart topper.
Vanity.
Midlife crisis.
Midlife crisis.
Oh, you whore!
Not midlife crisis. Midlife clarity.
They're arrogant.
Nice if you like.
Midlife clarity.
Menopause.
Oh, menopause?
Is it a vanity
Yeah,
project?
I'm losing my edge.
It's a vanity project.
I stared into the abyss.
I'm losing my
A
edge.
cash grab vanity project.
That little vanity project.
It's tremendous. I love it.
It's just a vanity project.
You've joined us, God knows why. I am going to report today not only on my desire to set fire to boutique hotels, but from the front line, my first herpes zoster vaccine.
And I'm going to hang on for grim death.
Yeah, hit it, Bitsy.
They're lifting weights between visits to doctors. Shit wellness books and hot stones engulf them. Multiple Fitbits are strapped to their skin. And they've also got a podcast.
And this is the segment where we talk chiefly about ourselves and our bodies.
I love this segment. I love to talk about my body and all of its protrusions.
Not about yours, just really about the amazing feats of excellence that we achieve in midlife. So what's been going on, Mr. Flirt?
Well, I've been going to the beach a lot. I started last year when the water was cold and hated it. But with the weather that has been, at the time of recording, hot as hell, the bay has been delicious, and I've been going about 3 to 4 times a week for a bit of a dip.
You have been, in fact, according to a textual message that I received, you have been hitting the beach.
Yes, I have been hitting the beach. I hit the beach yesterday, I think. Yeah, in the past 5 days, I've been 3 times. I've been thrice, Helen.
So does the verb to hit, does that refer to a number of times or the force of the time?
That's a good question. So what are the other things that you would hit? So you would hit the beach.
Your KPIs?
You could hit your KPIs.
Actually, no,
absolutely.
you
smash the KPIs.
Fucking smash the KPIs.
Yep. I'm old enough when talking about the piste to hit the slopes, but that's probably all that you would hit.
Yeah. It's something that's disappeared from the lingua franca.
Yeah, or you would hit the bricks.
Yeah.
But that's a different thing entirely.
Hit the shower.
Oh, yeah, you could hit the shower. Definitely hit the showers, boys. Pat on the bum. No problems there. Game of 2 halves.
Have you ever experienced that collective shower thing, that collective male shower?
I went to a private boys' school with the guys from Puppetry of the Penis. Yes, I have.
Oh, my goodness. Could you just explain? I did not like public bathing.
Well, we talked about this. We talked about how much you love nuding up in front of people because you have a rocking bod.
Until recently.
Okay, until you blossomed.
I've always been hot. There's photographic evidence, but sadly because of gender, I didn't know.
Oh, because of patriarchy.
Yes, and misogyny.
Okay.
Fuck, that shat me when the fucking Macquarie Dictionary, which I didn't have a very high opinion of anyway. Your word of the year always sucks. I was so excited when the Macquarie Dictionary was launched in my lifetime, and you diluted the term misogyny in 2013. What am I going to use for misogyny when I need to use misogyny? Now it's basically a synonym for sexism. After Julia Gillard famously used it or misused it in a speech. Do you have feelings on this? You better not.
Well, I was just thinking back to the last time we talked about the euphemism treadmill. It's what treadmill is this?
This is the aggrandizement treadmill.
Okay. This is part of the greater inflation of word meaning.
What would you call it? What do you do at McDonald's? Upsize.
It's the you upsize thing when smaller actions start to be encompassed in the words for larger actions.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I do like the younger millennial, older Zoomer habit of imbuing the word amazing with no feeling whatsoever, you know. That's amazing. Or a strange quirk of accent has occurred. They say amazin. Have you heard that? Amazin.
Well, it's efficient.
I suppose so. If you are averse to the letter G, which you may be because it is the first letter in gender. You misogynist. Fuck, I'm over feminism. They've just really fucking trashed it, those bitches. Stay on topic, Helen. Stay on topic. Fresh from the psychologist. You wouldn't know here on Vanity Project. Now, you're a cheery motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm happy as a clam.
Hate this about you.
Yeah, it's
Really?
terrible. I've been singing.
Yeah, you're on holidays, aren't you? You're going on a holiday.
Yeah, I'm going on holiday. Would I say that I'm unemployed? I'm currently unwaged, I think is a better way to say it.
I go with sabbatical.
Yeah, sabbatical is a great way to put it. I didn't get to choose the timing of my sabbatical, but I am taking advantage of it to the utmost.
Yeah, it's a scholarly period for you, a time of spiritual exploration.
Potentially.
And you're doing what one ought to do when one is unwaged. You're travelling to the other hemisphere.
I am travelling to the Northern Hemisphere. I am going to spend a bit of time in White Lotus country. I'm going to go to Koh Samui for a couple of weeks.
Fuck you in all your fucking holes.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, look, I'll
Never liked you.
I'll report back.
Oh, fantastic. You mean you'll still do the podcast while you're up to your armpits in Thai massage, tooth whitening procedures and tropical fruits?
Look, maybe. Let's put a pin in that and circle back to it. Very possibly.
No. You're going to do it.
Yeah, I am going to do it.
All right. Because as soon as I detected slight reluctance, I am. But so
You're up at like a rat up a drain.
So this qualifies as, I think, your fit and trim information. You-
Well, I've got to give people a little bit of an update on Lumpy.
Oh, yes. You may remember Lumpy. It's a lump-shaped area in the vicinity of Mr. Float's scrot.
Yeah.
The Floatum, if you will.
So I had an ultrasound. Helen.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I had an ultrasound, and I've worked out a way for the Australian government to save on a hell of a lot of healthcare costs, and that is to use 94% less lube while lubricating testicles for an ultrasound.
Really?
Oh, it's just an extraordinary
Isn't
amount.
that a conducting fluid?
I don't know what it is, but it's deeply unpleasant in that context.
Yeah. You've got to be judicious with lube.
Yeah, they're not. No, it was like it was applied with a cake decorator.
Yeah. But I mean, just, personal lubricant for personal lubricant experiences with just perhaps you and a special friend.
Yep.
Such as high school boyfriend. No more about that later. You can easily go the tonk.
Yeah, you can very much have too much of an okay thing. But all results are back and it's fine. And as suspected, it's just a lump and it's now you've got a lump there now. Just deal with it.
Yeah, because as
it's
your
just like an old dog.
urologist said, you're like an old dog.
That's just like an old dog.
You've got lumps. Mm-hmm. What the fuck is this, though? What
well,
the fuck is this?
So Beautiful Fairy Princess is currently wearing a somewhat haphazardly applied Band-Aid to her nose.
I paid $257 to have this Band-Aid applied. I had punch.
Did they know that you were blind?
Oh, hilarious. So hilarious. My life is in the latrine at the moment. Well, it usually is, but this is a sort of a depth of latrine lower than the grave.
Okay.
My mother's blocked me. I think I've told you that my mother's blocked me. Actually, it's not such a bad thing. But I went for my yearly check on my skin, have a BCC on my nose, which needs to be removed by a plastic surgeon.
Can you please explain to me precisely what BCC stands
It's
for?
a basal cell carcinoma or baby cancer. I have a baby cancer.
Do you think that there's some kind of...
Poetic justice?
yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Because we were making fun of baby cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Because that's how things work. There is an interventionist first principle up there in the fucking sky, Ross,
Yep.
who hears us on our podcast, as millions do,
That is 10% of our listeners.
and And said, I do not like the cut of her jib. Not one bit trivialising cancer. Speaking of trivialising things, I took an Uber car today.
You took an Uber car?
I beckoned an Uber.
Uh-huh.
What is the verb for Uber?
I think you summon an Uber.
Summon an Uber.
Yeah, it's very much, I think whenever I am about to press the button to summon an Uber, I feel like I'm sitting in a sedan chair.
One of those items.
Yeah, I'm just waiting.
Palanquin, I think, is the other word for it.
Okay. But yes, I'm waiting.
No, I just found that out, so I have to say. So that is, a sedan chair is one of those things that is reserved for royalty or his table excellence.
Or a viceroy in the rush.
Yeah.
And I always feel like I'm just sitting in a sedan chair waiting to summon people for whom I don't think I have a word that isn't racist.
Well, I mean, that's unsurprising because you're a misogynist.
Yeah.
With a lumpy scrotum. Sorry. No, so I took an Uber car. I had beckoned an Uber car and I was ride sharing. Ride sharing makes it all sound all democratic. Oh my Christ.
No, it's not.
Anyway,
You summoned somebody.
And for some reason I didn't ask him why. Kyle and Jackie O show. Are you familiar with these personalities? Kyle and Jackie O.
Absolutely, I am. I don't listen to them, but it's impossible to avoid them.
Quite often in the news. I believe they're in the news this year for permitting a caller to describe the act of intravaginal heterosexist penetrative sex as butcher the pussy.
Oh, that's right.
Butcher the pussy.
Butcher it.
Yeah, much like Patrick Bateman would in American Psycho. That's a strange film to have as your favourite, isn't it?
Is it your favourite?
Christ, no.
Yeah, it would be a strange film. Although it depends on how much you like Huey Lewis in the news.
That is true. Kyle and Jackie O, and they have these interstitial advertisements for Kyle and Jackie O while Kyle and Jackie O are actually speaking.
Yeah.
If in fact they're not AI generated, and this is supposed to be the best of the best, the wit. You're listening to and then an interstitial bit which is supposed to represent their excellence comes on, right?
Okay. So it's like getting an ad for a show that you're already watching.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Delightful.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is AI now. I don't know. But they were like, oh, hey, I had a caller the other day. Guess what happened? What happened, Kyle? What happened? I'm the feminine conscience that tries to underscore your cuntiness. I'm the fig leaf. I hate my gender. Okay, anyway, I'll just cut to it. The story was that there was an old bloke who wanted his family to complain to health services because the nurse kept kissing him.
Oh.
Clearly he had a form of dementia. Mm-hmm. And would you guess what? What? Oh, it was his wife. And then they fucking cracked up. That's just tragic. It's a fucking tragedy. It's a human fucking Alzheimer's tragedy unfolding before you where the filaments of memory just fall apart. And this man is confused and thinks he's being violated by a stranger when in fact it is his beloved wife of many years. Oh, Kyle, you're hilarious. Is that right to get shitty about that?
That's an interesting one to me because I think that you shouldn't be listening to it at all. But you didn't have a choice because you're in the Uber, right?
Yeah, and I didn't want to be rude.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not a rude person. I'm really not. Except for pricks who deserve it, like you, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking White Lotus holiday. Racists go on White Lotus holiday. I don't like that program.
I like it now.
Because you're staying in the actual White Lotus resort.
Let's talk about something else. But
have you seen it?
I have seen some of the new season.
Yeah.
It's got Parker Posey in it.
I love Parker
I'm a
Posey.
52-year-old white guy. Of course I watch anything with Parker Posey in it. I watched Best in Show specifically for her.
But also, it's a really funny film.
Yeah, it's true. It's
And
very
Christopher
good.
Guest is a fucking genius.
Yep.
And it's about time you do a new film for us, Christopher. I'd like something else parodied. Is that it for health?
No, you were going to tell us about. Were you going to tell me about getting the.
I got a baby cancer in my nose.
You've been in the war, so you've
Yeah, I get fucking womb lining, because I'm on estrogen unopposed by progesterone because I'm fucking nuts. Blah, blah, blah.
What about the shingles vaccine?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have a very nice doctor
Okay.
called Ty, and he gave me the shingles vaccine, and it hurt quite a lot.
Did it?
Yeah, as far as vaccines go, but I've had it.
Because I wanted to have it. I went to my doctor recently with a big unscrolled list of here's all the problems that I currently have, which was great. It was like dropping in an old car at like a Repco service centre.
And he
And
said
also,
no?
there's this problem. Well, so I said, "What about the shingles vaccine, mate? Do you think I need some shingles vaccines?" And he said, "Oh, well, you really have to think about that one." I was like, "Okay, why?" He said, "Well, it's $600." And I was like, "Okay, so if I got shingles."
Would you pay
What
$600?
would I pay to get rid of it? Would it be $600? And he went, "Oh, easy. You would pay any amount of money to not have shingles." I was like, "Okay, so why don't we book that one in?"
Yeah, good.
That's tremendously odd advice from my doctor.
Perhaps it was considerate.
It was.
Perhaps you should look on the bright side
Maybe-
once in a while.
maybe he knew
you
that I-
racist misogynist. Sorry, I should
Maybe
stop
he
you.
knew that I was about to go on unplanned sabbatical.
Perhaps he did. I think that it's time for us to veer away from ourselves.
Damn it.
I could go on. I am in the wars. No one cares, especially not you.
No.
I have a question for you. Questions that the Delphic Oracle did not answer or suggest
The gas leak.
as
The Oracle of Delphi is thought by some to have just been a gas leak.
who some?
Or me.
Yeah. A gas leak right down Know Thyself at the fucking temple too.
The reason
Gas leak.
the reason that people had visions there is because there was maybe an argon leak or something like that. I'm not making it up. I could be misremembering it.
No, that sounds good.
I could have picked it up from playing Civilization 3.
I don't know. I didn't go to a private school, so I wasn't taught stories of antiquity. Aren't you taught stories of antiquity so you can weave them into conversation in later life
You're
at
taught
private school?
Or you're taught tiny snippets of them so that people think that you've read them.
Right.
That's like private school is effectively cliff notes to life.
Oh, yeah. It gives you the shibboleths to let other people know that you have been, in fact, to private fucking school.
Precisely. They let you know what shibboleth means.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Shoot.
A big mystery of existence. I'm going to ask you about the worst song in the world.
Sure.
But first I'm going to drop some names.
Okay.
My friend Ollie Olsen recently carked it of a very spectacular Parkinsonian form of multiple system atrophy.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I didn't know that.
It was anyway.
Yep.
He knew he was carking it.
Yep.
So I was one of many people who attempted to chronicle while he still had the power of speech. And I did an interview with him, and my friend Francis Leach did an interview with him. We took different approaches, and then I asked Ollie what musician he would like to speak to. And he said, well, I met that Tim Rogers from UMI
Yeah.
in Ackland Street once, and he seemed very nice. Him. So full credit to Mr. Rogers. He said yes immediately and showed up. And during that conversation, they spoke of the worst song in the world and found, in fact, that they agreed that it was Twistin' by the Pool by Dire Straits.
Okay. Yep.
And I think that is hard to beat.
It is pretty hard to beat. It's what I like about it is that it's kind of I had not thought about it in decades, but immediately it was summoned into my head, fully formed.
Yeah.
Every single part of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is grotesque.
It is. But they both got to it through independently.
Yes. It was quite a moment.
There's a continual Dire Straits conversation going within You and I. That's,
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's divisive. It'll
The
come.
worst song ever is Twisted by the Pool.
It's the worst song ever.
There was I was living next to John Murphy and I were living next to this house. That played Twisting by the Pool all night one night.
It's the worst.
And it was on repeat. So the next night, John went and bashed on the door and goes, "Shut the fuck up!" And then the next night, we hit them with a barrage of noise that was so heavy, and like Diamond Glass and all this stuff just going all at once.
And in fact, I should put that treasure trove of conversation up on the internet at some juncture. So you're going to let me in on yours?
Yeah, sure. Pretty easy one for me. It is track 7, the last track on side 1 of Pet Sounds, a little track called Sloop John B. It's not just that it's the worst song.
It's the context.
It's the most destructive song,
Yeah.
I think. It was never meant to be on the record. It's the only song on the record that was not written by Brian Wilson. They had to put it on there because Capitol demanded that they had a single because somebody at Capitol thought that the kids will really, really like Sloop John B. And then on top of that, it just sucks ass.
It really does.
It's just it is truly, truly grating to me.
Yeah, I don't think I mind a sea shanty. I mean, I'm not offended by them generally. Mm-hmm. You know,
Yeah,
it's awful.
So you could probably get away now with cancelling it because it's actually, I think, a Bahamian slave song. So originally. So you could probably just go, "Hey, I can't believe you like that song. What is wrong with you?"
You're listening to Vanity Project, and if you're one of those old fucks who uses forms of, accuses people of cultural appropriation when it's handy for you, join us. You amoral fuck. And I say that with true love. Have you finished with that?
Oh, I could talk about Sloop John B
Oh,
all day, but I think
No, little more. Go on.
Oh God,
You may not know the esteem in which rock snobs, sad old rock snobs like him and me, hold Pet Sounds. Like, it's tragic.
Yeah, it is. It's as I've said to you before, it's as predictable as being a guy like me who likes The Wire.
For some reason, I mean, should I share this? Oh, why not?
Yeah, you should.
My sister, look, do you ever get a twinge in your sort of vagus nerve when you're actually like physically repulsed by something? Vagus, however you pronounce it.
I don't think I'm smart enough to know what the vagus nerve is.
I think this is one that goes down your ass.
Oh, okay. It's like when somebody,
Big one.
like if you press your belly button and then all of a sudden you feel like you're going to pee.
Yeah, when you press your belly button. That's right. But my sister, when she was disgusted by something as a youngster, she would say, "Oh, that hurts in my bottom."
Well, fair enough.
I understood because, maybe it's just
That's a universal experience.
Well, or we do share fairly similar DNA, so it may not be universal. It may be an anal neurological quirk specific to just two women. Hi, Meg, by the way. She blocked me too. So this song has had that effect on me ever since I first heard it, and it's by the band Swing Out Sister. Mm-hmm. And the song's called Break Out. Da, 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 da. Don't stop. Come on, join me. To ask something, fucking something.
You've got to find a way. Say what you want to say. Break out.
Da, 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 da. It's the worst. It's the worst. If you
Did they do any other songs?
I hope not.
And she had a bob, right? She had a kind of a weird bob.
Everyone had a weird bob.
Yeah, but this was the kind of bob that was way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
It should have been in Gertrude Street in 2003. It shouldn't have been on that head at that time.
Yeah. Well, there's something going for her. To give credit where it is very much due in a tonsorial fashion, Siobhan, ex of Banana.
I was about to say,
who is
Siobhan Fay?
She's fucking hot. You agree?
Everybody thought that Siobhan was the hot one in Bananarama.
Yeah, because she was. You'd do Sarah or Karen if you had to.
Yeah. It was
wouldn't object.
It was 10 to 3 at the bar, maybe.
And then she had Shakespeare's sister. Mm-hmm. And I didn't mind that song. Your History?
I don't remember that song.
Well, it's not the worst song in the world, but
No.
nor is it the greatest. So please do email me, please. Oh, I did get an email. I'm going to read it out. I'm going to print it, frame it, and read it out on the very next edition of Vanity Project. You have no one to blame but yourself for listening. Now, would you like to do some cultural review, or would you like to talk about the young people in a disparaging fashion? Or both at once?
No, let's do some cultural review.
And welcome to Shit Show and Egypt.
Shit. All of these new things are shit. Shit show in Egypt, know it. Their taste's impeccable. Always believe them.
So,
Ellen?
has there been any artifact, cultural practice, meme, if you will, in the older-fashioned sense of it, that has struck you as marvellous recently?
I very much enjoyed the television show Paradise.
I have not seen. Why didn't you tell me about that?
Oh, because it only finished last night. I'm trying to have a fully formed opinion of it.
Before I ruin it.
Before you ruin it. So I've spoken to you before about spooky holes.
Yeah, spooky holes. Ross has not covered this comprehensively on Vanity Project, but anybody with a passing acquaintance with Ross has heard of
Spooky holes.
his emerging literary thesis about spooky holes.
That's right, which is that there are like a metatextual framework used in television and cinema to describe fear and loss. But there is also something that is starting to develop, and I've seen a couple of shows that are like this, where people find themselves in a fully formed bottle society. There's a fully formed society which is bounded, kind of like
Wayward Pines?
I'm not aware of that. But even something as simple as the Truman Show, right? In the Truman Show,
Right.
So Paradise is a bottle society show. It starts in a particular world. It goes through an entire episode, and then you realise that the sky is all made out of LED lights and something weird is going on.
Yeah.
Very much enjoyed it, even though it is not great. I have enjoyed it, and I'm slotting it into where it fits with the spooky hole metatextual theory.
I'm enjoying sweet fuck all at the moment.
Really?
Yeah, because my life is in the latrine, but the latrine that is,
The actual toilet?
deeper than the depths of the fucking grave.
But you're not actually having to go across the road for the actual toilet.
No, my toilet's fully functioning. Thank you for that, Louise. Louise, my landlady, is going to join us on a proximate episode. She can critique your interior design.
Oh, that sounds delightful.
Yeah.
I hope she likes posters of Idi Amin.
Ross is a fucking idiot.
There's one right behind you.
And I say that with I've never noticed. Oh my God. I have one of Stalin, but it's just for yucks.
Yeah, exactly. That one is too. Look, that's all it is a Japanese theatrical poster of
No one cares,
the
Ross.
release
No one
of
cares.
yes, they do.
No one
of the release
gives
of
a fuck.
Amin Rise
No
and
one
Fall.
gives a fuck.
The same actor played Idi Amin twice. Actually, he played him in Radiant and Tebby as well.
So do you want to know what I hate?
Yes.
I have found something new to hate passionately, and you know how I love that. The mouth of John Butler when it makes noise. Now, John Butler, as far as I understand it, is a gentleman who has a band called the John Butler Trio.
Okay. So are there three of him?
I don't know, and I don't fucking care, because Rolled Gold Idiot, who recently made an ambient album, apparently, if you go to the ABC website, there are many, mostly women falling over themselves to talk to this twit.
To John Butler?
Yeah. And so I've just written down a few of his quotes. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking. And I think, we elect our leaders to represent our morals or ethics and our values. And when they say one thing and they do the other, I think it erodes our appreciation and our belief in democracy. And that's a sad, sad indictment, because it's one of the best working kinds of system on the planet as far as making sure, and on and on and on. And he's supposed to be, he's this, in that same interview, though, where he calls upon Gaia for something or another, he does make reference to his new hobby, which is making knives, which just
of course it is. So even when you were just doing your, not really a rendition of him, but when you were reading out what he had said,
I was trying to be impartial.
I started picturing you as him wearing a pair of jeans, no shoes, and a blanket poncho, which your head was sticking through, while pumping petrol barefoot at Byron Bay.
Not Nimbin?
No, not Nimbin. Got to go into the big smoke.
Another quote. You know Gaza, the situation.
Many such stories.
My second ever protest was in support of my Palestinian comrades. It is heartening to see, although sometimes a bit strange, because there's a lot of anti-Semites around who just want to have a little go at Jews. They've been busting to do it for about 50 years, apparently.
Oh, this has provided excellent cover for a whole bunch of shitheels.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll take what we can for awareness of carnage ongoing since 1947.
Is this like the trickle-down effect, but for awareness? And eventually it gets to John Butler going, how about them Gazas?
Yeah. The situation in Gaza. Oh. He's probably a very nice chappy.
That's the terrible thing, is that I would imagine that he probably is, but he occupies a place in my mind for a particular type of dirtbag.
Yeah. That's why he makes knives.
Yeah.
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 We're not talking about the actual bloke, of course. You know that you're a mature person and you're not going to, get a cent out of me. Anyway.
I'm not saying anything bad about the real John Butler. I'm saying something bad about the John Butler that inhabits my mind.
Yes, the John Butler that
the kind of guy,
your own bottle.
The kind
population.
the kind of guy who goes to a party and takes a nylon string guitar and sings a song at the back of your head through your eyeballs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the kind of guy that has learned enough feminism to get by, but secretly has like quite chronic and violent mother issues. Is the John Butler.
Yeah, read enough Susan Faludi to get laid.
But I don't know about Susan Faludi.
Mm-hmm.
Not the right reference, but that'd be typical of a misogynist. Sorry, you're on Vanity Project. All right, so what else is troubling me is the return of frozen yogurt. What the fuck is that?
Again, it's not something that I've ever experienced, that,
Good.
as far as I know, because I don't really like yogurt to start off with. Yogurt always seems like one of these things to me that is somehow part of big gravel. Like there's a whole you're meant to eat things that you don't like, and
it's a punitive food.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big gravel.
Big gravel. You got to eat gravel. You've got to do things that are terrible.
Yeah.
So that gravel can be sold to you. When you go out in the mornings for breakfast, they say if you go out in the morning, you're on holiday, maybe you're on a sabbatical, maybe you're going to have your avocado toast, and then you see someone. And I'm not having avocado toast. Let's be honest, but you go out and you go out and you see somebody, and they've gone out to pay $22 for yogurt.
Yeah, I have to. I'm sorry, I'm an actual yogurt fan.
I am now too, Helen, because I'm old and I need to be regular.
If you've just joined us here on Vanity Project, you need a little backstory about the backstory of Ross himself. For many, many years, you
can't let this one go, can you?
He had some fecal stoppage.
It wasn't an issue. It's a control. I am able to control it. I'm not controlled by my bowel. I will let it know who's boss.
You say that like it's a good thing. You say that like you're in full command of your psyche. That is actually a fucked up thing to do. It's just like, why would you hold on to your shit, dude? There's issues.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like the use of a toilet if there's not going to be one around, or one that is to my standards, then I'll just go without.
Yeah.
That's okay. People can do that.
Yeah, they can.
Amazing people.
The thing is, why when there's ice cream?
Yeah, so why?
Ice cream is fucking brilliant.
So what is
Everybody agrees. Have you ever seen an infant try ice cream for the first time?
Have you seen me try ice cream at 52? It's the same face.
Every time it's extraordinary, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're cold, but also sweet and fat.
Yeah.
And sweet and fat and cold. Ooh, excuse me. I just popped off.
Your excitement about ice cream. You woke the dog.
Sorry. I actually popped off here on Vanity Project because, unlike Ross, I don't have control of my bowel.
Yeah. See?
I'm getting so fucking old.
Who's laughing now?
Oh,
They're plastic chairs. It's fine.
Frozen
But
yogurt.
so what is the point of frozen yogurt? Is it less fattening? Is it just something that you do because you're meant to show people
I don't know.
that you're better?
But I know we've discussed this before. Michael Pollan introduced to the lexicon the word orthorexia, like the desire to eat food that is only good for you or is in some way fortified, which is a nonsense. Oh, I can't remember the name of the book. But
Except for table salt, kids, always eat table salt.
Yeah, pardon?
Make sure you get enough table salt.
Enough table salt. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about?
Table salt is fortified with iodine, and without it, you get very, very sick.
Oh, yes. I think that might have been an antique thing. Perhaps replaced? No, it's still fortified with iodine.
Mm-hmm. Table salt has to have iodine in it.
You're looking very, very smug about that.
Yeah, I'm going to be wrong too. Someone's going to go, well, that's been changed for a while. You don't even have to have fluoride in water anymore.
If only you would write to me or call me or something and say, you got that wrong. That would mean that we had at least an audient.
An audient.
I was going to talk about boutique hotels because I know you're dying to know what happened with high school boyfriend.
I am waiting with bated breath.
Yes, I have reignited an old fancy with a chap that's 4 years younger. And at the time that I met him, he was 17 and I was 21. And what did you say when I told you this, Ross?
Oh, many things.
Well, you said, did you have a bag of lollies?
Oh, no, you said that you negotiated consent, and I said, well, with a bag of lollies. Which I think is fair enough.
Yeah. You fucking enjoy that holiday of yours. Are you going to go any medi spa?
I probably will.
Excellent.
I will. A medi spa. I mean, I need a lot of things done.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, like
the whole
smug
face.
look wiped off your fucking face for number one.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Maybe get my hair thinned a little bit. It is too thick. I can't get a comb through it.
It's too thick and luxuriant.
Yeah, I have to get special combs.
And penis reduction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
Knock a few IQ points off so you can talk to people like me.
a few ego points potentially. Maybe I should do some kind of thing for less ego-ness.
How humble. You're just like John Butler.
I didn't even know the word for. I thought the word was humile from humility, but you're saying it's humble. I've never heard it before.
I'll talk about boutique hotels later. If you have had please join us in actual mouth conversation for boutique hotels. I'm talking about the kinds of places that have, for no fucking reason, a hazardous dental chair just in the middle. You know what I'm talking about, do you not?
Yeah, so we'll talk about this the next time we record.
Yeah.
Excellent, because I've got one I want to leave you with just to prepare you.
Yes, please.
So it's not really a boutique hotel, and I think actually the chain has gone now, but the Standard that started in
I have stayed at the Standard back when I used to own money.
the one on Sunset.
I stayed at the downtown Standard.
Yeah, so
I'm revealing myself as a past wanker. I fucking loved it. I thought it was a good hotel.
Yeah, so the Standard downtown, the room phones had reception, bar, restaurant, pool bar, hell. One of the buttons was hell, and if you press the hell button, it was just screams.
No, it was actually all of the minibar was curated. Mm-hmm. I interviewed the lady. That's how I got to stay there, actually. I would love to write an article on your hotel. Please give me free accommodation.
Would you like to do a collab?
And that's how I stayed at the Standard downtown, and I met the young lady who did there were things in the minibar like, okay, this is not at all what I intended.
No, this will be next episode.
Yeah, but I didn't intend to love a Quirky hotel because fuck Quirky. Have a wonderful time.
I will.
You fucking smug bitch.
Yeah, no, it's terrible, isn't it? I apologize for nothing.
And our email address again?
Beautiful Fairy Princess at vanityproject.skin.